You really want to help those lips because the lips get so bad. This one right here, this is the, yo, wow, I'm glowing. Like, wow, I look good. Let me just show y'all some pictures. Like, my acne was horrible. I can't let this negative energy consume me, and I know she could probably be watching this video right now. And to you, I say, keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut.
This is where the tea comes in, okay? For me, it was life-changing, so traumatic.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
I would never wish this upon my worst enemy. Honestly, I don't really know how to start this video. I feel like I'm good at talking to people, but just wanted to give y'all a couple of life updates, how my Accutane journey has been going, just rant with y'all. Where to begin? So basically, one thing, why am I stroking my beard? These past few months, I've been taking a medicine called Accutane because I had really bad acne earlier this year, and y'all, it was literally so traumatic. Y'all, do you just see me getting nervous?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
So horrible, like, honestly depressing. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get into my Accutane journey first because I've been talking about that a lot on my social media. I made a 4-month update. I actually only have 4 days left of taking medication, so wow, you guys, like, I've been on this journey for like 6 months and that went by so quick, like, but like my mindset has shifted these past 6 months and I've been starting to view life much differently than I did before. I keep drinking. Like, okay, so with my Accutane journey, at first, like, I came back from Christmas break and for some reason I just started breaking out. Like, I was doing good like the first semester of my sophomore year, and basically, like, my skin was it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't like so many deep cystic like pimples. It wasn't like that bad to where it was painful and agonizing and all over my face. It was just like, you know, some over here, maybe, you know, a bunch of sebaceous filaments, a couple here and there, but nothing that would make me feel insecure. I felt really good about myself and my face because I've been having acne since 7th grade. But it was definitely the summer before 8th grade when it started to get worse and I was picking a lot and I was really insecure. But whenever I was using less products is when my skin started to heal. But then as I started to see that my skin was getting worse, I started piling on a lot of product thinking it was going to fix it. Like, I even tried K-Beauty, which, don't hate on me, I know it works for some of you, but the 12-step routine is just, I feel like it becomes irritating, and it's good to keep things simple, especially at my age. Like, at the time, I was like 15, so I should have been keeping it very simple from the start, so I shouldn't have been using all these different products. I had an esthetician even, and that was helping. It wasn't really fixing the issue systematically like Accutane does. And when I went to the dermatologist, a lot of people, which my heart goes out to them because there's a lot of problems with the drug. It's very regulated. My dermatologist even says that it's over-regulated because of how hard it is to get it from some dermatologists. Like, my dermatologist gave it to me within the first appointment, which it's not considered normal to do that. Like, I hear a lot how it took them such a long time to get access to the medication. And even when you do, like I did, and many other people, it's super expensive. Like, even with health insurance and all that, like, it still comes out to be so expensive because it's considered cosmetic. But in my opinion, it should not be considered cosmetic. It should be considered for health reasons. For me, it was life-changing in so many ways. It gets worse before it gets better for many people. For me, that was true to some extent, but I was also taking an antibiotic to help the purging, which is where it gets worse before it gets better. So I don't think I saw that effect to the extent that others may have, but I do know that eventually it got much better, and I was able to say that I felt confident in my own skin. I was just much happier by the end of it, and in the beginning I was very sad though. It was for many reasons though. Like, I had so much coursework. Yeah. Basically, like, ooh, I'm just, you see, like, when you go on this journey, like, you start to look at yourself sometimes and be like, wow, I'm glowing. Like, wow, I look good. Okay. Anyway, so back to the Accutane. The purging, I didn't have too much of that. The acne definitely took a toll on me. Like, I would never wish this upon my worst enemy. I feel like my worst enemy is myself. And I feel like that's the case for most of us, because we tend to sabotage ourselves more than other people do. You see how I like branch off? My friends tell me I have ADHD. I haven't gone to the doctor really to see if I do. Probably do. I'm not sure. With, with the Accutane, it alters your gene expression, and it basically, as my dermatologist put it, kills your oil glands, because it shrinks your oil glands by 90%. And, that definitely helps, because you're producing less oil that causes the acne. That's just crazy, you guys. But one thing that I really hated when I had acne was the comments. Like, I mean, not like on social media, like in real life. People would be giving me unsolicited acne advice, and sometimes don't if you see someone with acne, unless they bring it up, I suggest, like, keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut.
Like, about their acne. Like, when I had acne, I didn't like it when people, like, called it out. Whenever, like, it was ever called out, it did, whether it was positive or negative, it still reminded me of what was going on in my life. Like, if I was at an event, or if I was at school just minding my business, all of a sudden someone would just give me some advice, it would bother me, because you didn't have to tell me that I was having this issue, because I already knew, and a lot of the times when you think people aren't doing something about it, there's actually a chance that they are trying to do something about it, but it's just not working right for them. And not everyone has the means to go to a dermatologist, and I feel so incredibly blessed to have those resources and to have the dermatologist I did, and not take such a long time to prescribe it to me. Like, I got it prescribed within my first appointment. I just had to get blood work done, and I was good. Took one look at my face, and all of a sudden, boom, Accutane. Like, a lot of people, like, their parents won't let them go on it because they're afraid of, infertility and all that, or even the patient themselves are. Or the dermatologist is so stubborn and prescribes, these creams that might not work. I mean, for some people they do, but for a lot of people they don't, from what I've researched. I was even afraid at one point that it would do something to my fertility, that it would negatively affect my fertility. But the thing is, it's a highly regulated drug. It's been around for years. In fact, it's kind of overregulated. But basically, that I took one pill of that for the first month or two, along with antibiotics. I stopped taking antibiotics at around month 4 or 5. Going back to the comments were like, they used to kill me, because, well, not kill me. Look, I do believe that you shouldn't let other people's, like, opinions of you, affect you in such a way, in such a negative way, because, if that's how you're gonna live your life, then you're not gonna have a good life. Like, you can't be trying to live for other people, or trying to please other people, have their opinions validate your experience or who you are. Just don't let people's opinions affect you. But at the same time, when I was in such a vulnerable stage in my life where I had this condition and I hadn't experienced it to this extent before, and hearing people give me this advice who, to me at the time, appeared to not have you know, that issue to the same extent, it hurt me because some of these people were even who I considered to be friends or people that I at least knew. And I remember this one girl, I'm not going to say her name, whether she had malicious intent or not, which I don't believe her intents were all that pure because we weren't always on the best terms, but she pointed it out several times this one week. I think she commented at least 3 times, if not 4, like, and this is where the tea comes in, okay? There's this one week, and she told me, oh, you need to get the big pimple patches. Like, she's like, she really put an emphasis on, like, you need to get the big ones, not like this. And I'm like, I have pimple patches. I even get, like, the ones with, you know the ones with, like, the needles in them that really work on cystic pimples. That's the type of stuff I was having. I'm not saying that this girl never had acne. Like, I believe I remember her having some acne in her freshman year. It's like teenage acne or hormonal, like, but I never seen her have acne the way I had it. So hearing that come from her, to me, was like, I was just mad. To me, I was just like, are you really giving me advice on
Remind ya, I'm kinda running down
how to do this? And I feel like at that point, she was just trying to rub it in my face that I had so many problems going on and like so many pimples, because she was like, oh, you need the big one, like you need to get the big one, you need to get the big
pimple patch, like
the one from Hero, whatever. Or at one point she even said like, oh, just get the star pimple patches and like have stars all over your face, you know? Okay, okay, I can't let this negative energy consume me, and I know she could probably be watching this video right now. And to you, I say, I forgive you, because, you know, I don't need to be holding on to that in my life, even though I just went off about it. I just wanted to go off about that because I want other people to understand that we don't appreciate advice like that. And even if you're not cool with somebody, like, don't rub it in their face. This other girl chimed into her comment on my acne, like, oh, you need the big pimple patch, like, and she was chiming in and basically like doubling down on that. Like, I just think that was really inappropriate. Like, I just think that honestly it was rude. Whether I don't think, and personally I don't think, whether she meant it in a good way or bad way, like, I feel like that's still not offensive, but it just hurts people. Like, you don't need to be giving them advice unless they bring it up. If I was like, oh my gosh, my acne, like, it just sucks and I kind of need some tips on, you know, how to make my skin better, and then they gave the tips for it in a way that wasn't so like, oh, you need the big pimple patch, like, you know, like, really, you know, just there were better ways to go about it, you know. And if I had brought it up, that would have been a different story. Be careful when commenting about things that other people can't really change in less than like 30 seconds. Because, like, if y'all have ever heard that saying, don't comment on the things that other people can't change in 30 seconds. Or don't point out things about somebody that they can't change in 30 seconds. Because honestly, it's hurtful. It's hurtful. And that's all I gotta say about that. I hated that time. Like, let me just show y'all some pictures. Like, my acne was horrible. Like, I get, oh, y'all, I get so mad thinking about that. Like, I don't know. But anyway, basically, I also held a little Q&A on Instagram. There was only 3 responses, but you know what? For me, that's enough. And if it helps somebody, then, you know, I would be so happy to help someone, even if it's just one person. And that did happen, actually. I'm not going to say who, but one of my friends commented on my Instagram and told me that, you know, they were thinking about Accutane, and this was just the green light for them. When they saw my journey and they saw like my update, I think my Accutane update, it was something I posted about my acne getting better. And when I saw that from a friend of mine, I was just so excited for her to go on this journey, because I understand that she was also having some problems with acne. And honestly, acne needs to be sent to hell. I was able to give her some recommendations and some tips on how to handle the journey, because there's so many things, like, there's a lot of things you might not know going into it. So you got to be careful. and you know, as people taking Accutane, we gotta look out for each other. It's quite a strong medication, you guys. It's easier to get for guys because, you know, we don't have to take pregnancy tests and all that. We still have to sign off though that we're not gonna get pregnant, you know, just make it fair, whatever. But still, girls, they have to get pregnancy tests. I believe every month. That's what I remember it being, about every month. If not every 2 months. Let me put it up on the video because I don't want to be wrong. But for girls, it's much harder to go through the Accutane journey than men. And, you know, but it's for a good reason. They don't want to get, the dermatologist does not want to get sued. You know, there could be so many repercussions for not going through with the procedures. But a girl who told me that my content helped them in some way, helped her in some way, thank you, because that meant a lot to me. Okay, enough with that. On to like some of the most asked questions I've got, like, did it dry my skin out? Moisturizer did I use? Y'all, this one right here, this is the, y'all, this one. I'm gonna be using this even though I'm gonna be off Accutane. This has been my best friend. It is so gentle. It has me glowing. I have it on right now. I'm not outside today, so I'm not using a ton of sunscreen, whatever. But when I do use sunscreen, you guys. Okay, there's a lot of things I did while I was on my Accutane journey, testing different things. And during the times when I was going through, you know, more dry, when I had a lot of dry, like a lot, when I was at the peak of my dryness, I had to like even layer like triple the amount. So at times when it was during the day, and you know, that's the roughest time. Oh, this is the sunscreen I use. Y'all, the CeraVe, this, for some people, SPF 30, they don't believe it's enough, but for me, I'm fine with it. It was enough for me, but now they have an SPF 50, which I'm probably gonna end up getting because it's a bigger bottle and more SPF, because why not? Probably gonna end up looking white as a ghost. Anyway, I'm already hella white. But I really like this because it's simple. It gets to the point, it's gentle. It doesn't have a bunch of extra active ingredients, which is not something you want to pursue when you are on Accutane. Niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, they're not really considered active ingredients, like benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid. Like, those are considered more active ingredients that you would find in a cleanser, which you want to avoid at all costs when on Accutane. But this is the facial moisturizing lotion that I use for AM with my sunscreen. But whenever I went through the driest days, whenever my skin would just keep peeling and peeling, what I did, you guys, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but especially on my lips, I would use Aquaphor. You need to have petroleum jelly products. The label isn't here right now, but this is a Vaseline. This is Vaseline, and then this is Aquaphor. Best ones I've used. And if you really want to help those lips, because the lips get so bad, the trauma. I'm getting the flashbacks right now. Dr. Cordoban. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna use this even after Accutane, because, like, you know, like, my lips won't be as dry anymore. But when my lips were super dry, this right here stuck through it, and this has lasted me quite a long time. And I've been using it almost every day. Like, it is so, I'm gonna use it right now. Like, this has helped me in the peak of my dryness. Like, it helped get rid of, like, the, you know, all the peeling on the lips. I don't know how exactly it does it. It has hydrocortisone, which is an anti-itch, topical analgesic. I don't even know. Like, the active ingredient is hydrocortisone, which that's probably what's helping. Like, but this, you guys, it was a game changer for the Accutane journey. Sure, the Vaseline and Aquaphor helped, but I think that this definitely, like, it helped with the peeling a lot. So I don't know if I'm gonna use it after my journey, but basically on the days where my dryness was at its peak, don't judge me for this. I know some of you are about to judge me for this. I would put these two under my sunscreen. I would like triple layer it. I forgot how I did it. I either put this one or this one first. Hopefully I put this one first. But I would recommend either putting these two, layering these two together. I remember putting on, I think, the Aquaphor and then the Cetaphil moisturizer under my sunscreen during the day, because you guys, I was going through so much dryness. It was horrid. I had to triple down on the moisturizing, because this is a moisturizer. And when it got, you know, better, I just started to use like only this, or maybe sometimes I would double down, but that was pretty much it. Like I would use this and I would be good to go. Because I would take a shower. Like they say not to take hot showers. They say try to not take as many showers, but you guys, I need to take 2 showers a day. So I think that also, I feel like that also helped, you know, because I had a lot of water. You know, my skin was damp before putting this on, which I don't know how that affects the SPF, but yeah, okay. So yeah, that's basically what I did with my moisturizing. Another question I got was like, what was the worst side effect? Once again, the lips peeling a lot, and probably, okay, the nosebleeds. You guys, the nosebleeds were horrible. They were horrendous. I mean, look, you're probably gonna look at me weirdly. I mean, I don't care if you look at me weirdly, honestly, like, whatever. But basically, okay, you're gonna wanna get Vaseline or Aquaphor, and this is what my dermatologist told me, you guys, and it really helped. You are going to take it, you're gonna take the jelly, the petroleum jelly like this, you know, if you can even see it, and you're gonna put it up your nose, okay? You're gonna put it up your nose, because what causes nosebleeds is that your nose is so dry, you know, that it starts to, like, you know, the cracks and whatever, it just starts to bleed, okay? It's just so dry that it starts to bleed, and it happens when you're in the desert. Your nose starts to get dry, you get a nosebleed. And that's basically what happens with Accutane a lot for me. For some people, like my friend, he never got a nosebleed ever. But sometimes I would just wake up and like I would see freaking blood on my sheets. Okay, wait. Okay, y'all, that not for that reason, but for, you know, because my nose is bleeding, I would see blood on my sheets from my nose bleeding, and it was just so horrifying to wake up to, like, was someone murdered? Like, you guys, it was horrible. My friend who also recently got on Accutane, you know who you are, he got a nosebleed like in the middle school, whatever, and he had a white hoodie on, and he ruined one of his hoodies. So stay safe, you guys. And my last question I got was, did it give me a nose job? And I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Wait, let me focus on my nose. I'm gonna focus on my nose here. So basically, your oil glands are shrinking when you're on Accutane. They get smaller, and you have a lot of oil glands on your nose. So as a result, your nose will look slimmer, but you're not getting a full-on nose job. It's not altering, you know, the structure of your nose. It's not gonna make that much of a difference to where it looks like you got a procedure. It's just gonna, I think, for me, it just slimmed it down. It just slimmed it. It didn't really give me a nose job. It just slimmed it. That's all. It made it slimmer. But yeah, that's basically my Accutane rant. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. Please subscribe, and please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and wherever else I am. I don't even know. I can't keep up. Okay. Anyway, have a good day, you guys. Bye.